Now I'm going to click Browse. Where did it go? Downloads. Here it is. Can you see all that? Oh yeah, you can. Oh, you can see all my files. Oh, I feel so naked. Okay. All right, good morning and happy Friday, everybody. Just get my mic situated there. Give everybody a second to get online. I hope you have had a great week and that your year is off to a great start. It has been, as you know, a whirlwind around here. Like, I don't know. I don't think whirlwind is a strong enough term. Maybe tornado is a big enough term for like how things have been going around here. We've just got so much going on the beginning of the year. January 1st, of course, we released our advanced course, and as well as the new January issue of the gym, which is the last issue of year one of the gym. So year two is coming up, and you're going to see some changes, which I will talk about as they get closer. But anyway, so I have a tendency to always talk way too much and not do enough. So today I am determined to get going and get our live stream rolling. The whole purpose of this live stream is so that you can hands-on do exercises. I'll follow along with me, and so we are going to dive right into that. Good morning to all the people who are chiming in on the chat. Good morning, good morning. Don't forget to give eCam permission so that I know who you are. We'll give Facebook, give eCam permission to see who you are on Facebook, because otherwise in the chat, all I see is Facebook user. But like Brock and Kelly, they have already given eCam permission, so I know who they are and I can say good morning. Everyone else, and Jenny also, everyone else, to me, it just says Facebook user. So make sure you give eCam permission. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and get started. We are going to rock and roll today. I am busy with a lot of projects. We've got our year two, February of the gym coming up, as I mentioned. I am also eyeball deep in the new payroll course that's coming, which is going to be a lot different. I don't know yet if it's going to be a lot different, but I think that it's going to be significantly different than our other courses, because Intuit just, like, the Facebook or the payroll this year is just, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's just all over the place, not logical at all. And but I want to help you guys get it in your brains, because, you know, we are people who, the reason we are bookkeepers, right, is because we like to have things logical and neat and tidy in our brains. And so it's crazy to me that they would create this course and this certification test that is just so illogical and all over the place. So anyway, I'm going to try and straighten that out for you, because that's what I do. That's what I love. So I'm going to share my screen. So welcome to our weekly live stream that we have inside of the QBO Gym Locker Room. The QBO Gym Locker Room is our free Facebook group where we have a free getting started course. If you are brand new to QuickBooks Online, you need to know how to get your free accountant account. You need to know how to access the sample company. You need to know how to click around, like where things are. You need to know terminology for QuickBooks Online. That's absolutely free. As a member of the locker room, you get it for free. And I'm still working out with the team. Like, you should have gotten an email with your login and all that. If you haven't gotten it, but you want that course, then email support@fastandeasyqbo.com and we'll get it taken care of for you. But it should be very soon, should be automatic that you automatically get it. Anyway, also in this group, you have access to over 100 free exercises, as well as a free exercise of the week. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. And you get to participate in this live stream live. So if you are watching it on YouTube, you're just watching the recording. And so you need to join the locker room so that you can follow along live, ask questions, all that good stuff, and join our amazing community. In the featured section, welcome to the locker room, and over 500. So when you click on this, you're going to have this link to the free exercises. And here are all of the exercises that we give away for free. Here is the ones that are in the Getting Started course, and the ones that are in the basics. So basically we give away the exercises that come from our certification courses. So we have basic, we have advanced, and then there's others down at the bottom. Anyway, there's just a lot of exercises. Like our whole goal here at Fast and Easy QBO is to give you hands-on experience using QuickBooks Online. Hands-on, hands-on, hands-on. So these are free. But we also have a subscription product where you can get a set of exercises every month. Okay, and every month this is called the QBO Gym. And the difference between the ones that are free and the ones that are in the gym is that the ones that are free are just one-off. You're just learning a feature, and you learn that feature, and then you're done. Okay, so those are the free exercises. The QBO Gym puts all of the exercises into an experience. So you're going to have this experience. Like Joel put in the chat, he says it's like a flight simulator for bookkeepers. It's the experience of being a bookkeeper. So it's in a logical order of when you are working with Craig, who's our fictitious business owner, then you sit down and you work on the first thing, the money that came in. You're going to process the bank feeds. Then you're going to do the things. I should be showing you here what it looks like while I'm talking. So you're going to have somewhere like around 15 exercises, 15, 20 exercises additional that you get every month. And people lately have been asking, do I have access to previous months? Absolutely. Once you join the gym, you have access to all of the exercises that are in there. We just finished January 2024, which we're in now, is the last month of year one. Okay, so we're going to start February 1. You're going to get year 2, which is an entirely different experience doing the exercises, and I can't wait to share it with you. So right now you're still in year 1, and so the warm-ups are all of we've got this gym theme going on, obviously. The warm-ups are all of the exercises that when you very first sit down, like I said, you look at the money in, the money came out, the process, the bank feeds. Cardio is all the things Craig has asked you to do, like send invoices, pay bills, maybe send a reminder, add a late fee, like those kinds of things. Strength training is always a deep dive into a particular topic. So the January issue was entirely focused on cleanup. But we have other issues where we have a whole issue that's dedicated to sales tax. We have a whole issue that's dedicated to projects. So anyway, strength training is always like a deep dive into one thing. And then we have cool down, which is reconciling accounts. So you're actually going to do reconciliations every month, and you generate reports, and there's always like a little spin on it. Maybe you're learning different reports. Maybe there's a problem with the report you need to diagnose. So that's the QBO Gym. You can get it. You can get a free 7-day trial. And if you're watching the recording, the link's below. If you're on live, Joel has put it in the chat. Okay, so that is the QBO Gym. And I forgot to, let let's see what happens if I forgot to type in, pull up Books Match. So when you have Books Match, which everybody who has the gym gets Books Match. So all of your progress, every time you upskill and do an exercise, it's tracked. And so you can see what your percentile is. We have all these statistics, and then you can actually turn it on and make it visible to outside people. So recruiters and people looking for bookkeepers, you can turn it on and they can see actually your activity in the gym. So that's super cool. So that's the gym. So today, in Books Match, okay, you have to maintain your activity in order to, so you have this thing called activity status. And so you have to maintain your activity to like keep your stats up. And so we found that some people, like they've been in for a year, they've finished all of the exercises. And so in order to keep their stats up, we had to create, now what we're doing is an exercise of the week. So that's what we're doing on the live streams now, is this exercise of the week. If you have the gym, it's already in your right here under exercise of the week. It's already there. If you don't have the gym, then then Joel is going to post the exercise that we're going to do today. All right. So my introduction only took 12 minutes. So I'm going to put up a video. I'll probably record that today. So I'll look just like this when you watch the video. But anyway, here is our exercise for the day or for the week, and we are going back to basics. So we spent, oh my gosh, really all of, December, early part of January. We spent a lot of time doing a more advanced exercises. And people in this group are on a spectrum. Like there are some people that are just starting out. They need that getting started course. They don't know anything about QBO or QBOA, all of that. We've got those people coming in, and then we have like the super advanced people who are advanced certified. They're starting to learn how to do cleanups, and so we're trying to serve like everyone in between. And even though we're doing basic exercises for today for sure, we'll see what happens next week. But it's a good refresher. And who knows, I might be talking, even though it's a basic thing, I might be talking about something that you never knew. I learned all sorts of things all of the time for different things. All right, so today what we're going to be focusing on, we're going to be talking about the products and services list in QuickBooks Online, and we've got a couple of exercises where we are going to do that. So the first exercise is the exercise of the week, which is adding a product to the products and services list. This exercise actually comes from Intuit. So when you are inside your QBOA account, if you go to Pro Advisor Training and you go to the training library, this is all, and my little cursor doesn't like to follow me down here, so I'm going to just park it over here. This is all of the training that Intuit provides for all of their different features. Now, most of you are here. Many of you are here in our group because you find that the Intuit training is not very effective. What I always say is that the Intuit training is more like a textbook. So our courses are more like learning from a teacher, where we are actually going to teach you the material. We're actually going to give you hands-on exercises to practice the material. We're going to give you reinforcement activities, so you actually learn. We're going to give you practice quizzes. So it's way more we call it fast and easy because it is. It goes in a logical way, but it's also deeper, and you get more than, for some of us. I mean, I created this whole company because I'm not a good reader, and so I don't like to go in here and read. I mean, it's mostly just reading what you're learning here. But they do have, every so often, they have what's called a Pro Advisor Challenge. And the Pro Advisor Challenge is kind of their way to teach you what the concept that they, or their way to give you hands-on practice with the concept that they just taught you, okay? So if we go back to the exercise that we're talking about today, it says up at the top, Pro Advisor Challenge. And if you want to go back to the original, this is how to get it, okay? So we just looked at the training tab, and we're in the training library, and then we have QuickBooks Online, getting started. So let me show you that. So here we are in QuickBooks Online. I don't know why it does that sometimes. That only happens with the new, they just changed up the left nav bar, and so I don't know, sometimes it behaves weirdly like that for me. Anyway, so, I gotta park this again. Okay, so here are the different products that they train you on. They also have some other non-product related trainings, but here are the different products that they have. So here's QuickBooks Online, here's the Getting Started tile, okay? And then there's these different lessons. And so I'm guessing that we're going to be on number 6 here. Let me go back to the exercise. So yeah, so we're going to click on the products and services list. Oh, I forgot to show you beginner skills. Let me go back. Okay, so this is in the beginner, there's beginner skills, intermediate skills. Some of them have advanced skills, but we're in beginner skills, and we're going to products and services. And so then if you scroll through, see here it says Pro Advisor Challenge. If you scroll through to the bottom, then, or near the bottom, I mean, it depends, then you'll find, sometimes you have to pass a knowledge check, which is just a little question about the previous material. Sometimes you have to click that in order to get to the Pro Advisor Challenge. And then here is the Pro Advisor Challenge, the way they laid it out. We don't like the way they laid it out, so we turned it into our signature format to help you actually get to it, okay? So the first thing that we have to do is we have to load the sample company. So here I am in the training. I'm in my QBOA account. I can tell that I'm in QBOA because it says accountant up here at the top, because it's a gray navigation bar on the left, and because right here it says accountant tools. So if you have all of those things, then you're in an accountant version of QBO, and that's what we are using to train you. We are assuming that all of you who are going through my courses are accountants or bookkeepers, like in the accounting world, okay? So to get to the sample company, you're going to click the gear icon. You're going to click sample company. It's going to log you out of your current company. So don't ever do this while you're taking the test because it will log you out of the test. But we teach you how to have the sample company open and the test open at the same time, but it's not by doing what I just did. Okay, so anyway, so in the sample company, you've got a lot of pop-ups that we're going to have to close all of the time. And so now let's get into our exercise. Okay, so let me read the scenario. Craig has asked you to help him create a new service. And then here's all the information about the service. Then we're going to see how to set it up. We're going to go, now that we've logged into the sample company, we're going to go down to the exercise. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is navigate to the products and services list. There are several ways to get there. This is just one. And I just realized, for those of you who are brand new, let me just show you quickly, before we go to the products and services list, how this connects with what you're actually doing. Okay, so when you send an invoice, okay, you're sending an invoice to somebody. and you're going to put in all the customer information, you have to say on the invoice what you are selling this person. What did you just sell this person? We're going to say, oh, we sold them maybe 10 hours of design services, okay? So maybe that's 10 hours of design services. But then also maybe there's products, so that's a service. Maybe there's a product, okay? So maybe they got a rock fountain, okay? So they designed, spent 10 hours of designing it, and then they purchased a product called a rock fountain. Now notice when I selected those things, some things automatically. So I selected it right here in product and service. And in the product and service list, I don't know how to make that. How can I make that bigger for you guys? Can you see that okay? What if I go like, no, that was the wrong direction. There we go. You see that better? Okay. So in the product and service, you'll notice that it says I selected design, okay? I selected design, okay? But notice that it put in design:design, okay? This is the category and this is the product. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second, okay? So, and then this one, rock fountain, is the actual thing I selected, okay? I selected rock fountain. But design and then fountains is actually a subcategory of design. That's what this little thing is under here, okay? So we have that product and then this description. So it's a more detailed description of the product. And then these two products automatically came across with a rate, okay? So already we knew that we charge $75 an hour for custom design. We already know that we charge $275 for a rock fountain, okay? All of this information comes from the products and services list. Now, let me pick another one. If I pick gardening, here we go, weekly gardening service, okay? Notice the rate is 0, okay? That's because that product doesn't already have the rate programmed into it, maybe because Craig forgot to put it in, or maybe because it changes, based on the customer, okay? So all of that, and then we have one more column here, and that is whether it's taxable or not, okay? So what has come across is that rock fountain is taxable, usually, not always, don't quote me, I'm not a sales tax expert, and every single state is different. But generally, products, if you sell products, they are taxable. If you sell services, they are not taxable. And the other thing is, the business owner is not paying the tax. The customer is paying the tax, and you collect the tax from the customer, and then you, on their behalf, you send it in to the agency. We have, like I mentioned earlier, we have an entire issue of the gym that's fully dedicated to sales tax if you want to learn more about that. If you're brand new, I recommend that you just ignore sales tax for the moment and then, get the basics down. Okay, so what we've done is we have created this invoice. So now if I were to put in this information, I could send off this invoice to a customer and then, collect payment. Okay, so that's how we use products and services. So now let's go back to our exercise, and I'm just going to leave without saving here. Let's go back to our exercise and remember what we're doing. Okay, so in the scenario, it says Craig has asked you to help him create a new service. Okay, so we're creating a new service. Here's the details. Here are the details. It's for driveway installation. Okay, and so here are all of the details, and we're going to put all of that in the products and services list. Okay, so let's go back down to, so the first thing we have to do is we have to, this is just right under hands-on practice, right before step 2. Step 1 was loading the sample company. So now we have to navigate to the products and services list. There are several ways to get there. This exercise just shows you one of them. And so we're going to go to sales and then products and services. So here I am back in my sample company. I'm going to go to sales and then products and services. My head isn't covering it up too much. All right. So here is the products and services. Okay. Notice, so here's the things that we just put in that invoice. So here is the design service, right? Had the 75 products or the $75 an hour that we charge already. You can see here is the category that it was put in. That rock fountain was in the subcategory of fountains. Okay, and so if we wanted to go into this and edit it, we could see how all of that information comes together. Okay, so it's a service product. This is the name of it. This is the category. And as you'll see, as we get through more exercises, we can sell products and services to customers, and we can also buy products and services from vendors. So, but right now, these first two this first one, I can't remember. Anyway, what we're doing is we're setting up a product that we sell, so it's available to show up on an invoice. Okay, so so we put in the sales price. Now notice here this account. Okay, this account. Last week we talked about the chart of accounts. This is how you track. These are the buckets that you keep track of things in. Okay, so here we have an income account, which is I'm going to sell this stuff. Now, what bucket do I put the money in? Okay, so I sold it. Am I keeping track? How am I keeping track of this income? Now, in this account right now, it's set up in a specific bucket called design income, so that I could run a report. I could run a profit and loss report, and I could see how much money came in for design income. Everything that I sold that had a product that was connected to this is now going to go into this bucket, and it's going to show up on products and services, on the products and services list. Okay, so this right here is one of the things that you want to make sure is correct. And it's one of the things that when you're doing a cleanup, those of you who are, on the more advanced side of things, this is one of the things Corey teaches in the cleanup course is making sure that you check this so that the money is going into the right bucket, so that when they run report, they're seeing what they need to see. Okay. So also in here is we have the sales tax rate, or whether it is excluded from sales tax. Okay. And then we'll talk about purchases there for a minute. Okay. So now in our exercise, we're going to create a new service. Okay. So we're in the products and services list. Okay. Next, we'll add the new product. This actually should say service. Hey, oh my gosh, I just realized, sometimes I do these exercises and I find a typo, and then I always have to say a note that says, hey Joel, will you remind me to change this? Or sometimes he changes it on the fly during the exercise. I just realized that with our new format, I can just do it right there. I could do it live on the call with you. That's super cool. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We are creating a new item called driveway installation. Okay, so this is going to be both the name and the description. It's a service the client offers that maps to the services income account. The category is landscaping. The price is $500. That's going to be per day. And this does not have sales tax. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click new and then click service. So let's do that together. Okay, so here I am in my products and services list. We're going to click New, and then we're going to click Service. Okay, going back to our exercise. I could do these side by side, but I always forget how to do that. I think you can see it better if we do it this way. Anyway, when Jen records the videos, so a member of our team, Jen Spears, goes through and creates videos for each one of these exercises. She's got a lot, guys. She's got a lot to do. So not all of the exercises have videos attached, but when she does them, she actually does them side by side. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you will get every time that she posts one, which is like several per week that you get. All right. So we did service. Okay. In the name field, we're going to type driveway installation. I'm just going to copy that because, you know, when I can never type when I'm doing things live. I'm going to put this down here because we already said it's going to be the same. So that's, I'm sure, a future step, but okay. So driveway installation. In the category field, we're going to select landscaping. Okay, so right here is landscaping. I can start typing it, or I can use the drop down, or I can do a little bit of both. We already put the driveway installation in the description. So now we're going to say the sales price rate is $500. Okay, and already QBO is suggesting the services account. So for this exercise, we want the services account, but maybe if for something else, I want it to be a different account. Remember, this is what's going to show up. This is where the money is going to show up on the profit and loss. So it's important that that be correct. Okay. And then here we have all the tax information. So we're just going to skip this for now. It shouldn't be taxed anyway, but okay. So we're going to click skip. And we may have to click it twice. Looks like we don't this time. Okay. And we're going to have to, so this is kind of a weird thing. We should be able to just leave right now and not set it, but we actually have to turn it off. So we're going to click there, and then we're going to select non-taxable. Let me go back here, scroll down to the other options section, click the button next to non-taxable. I don't know why it's a different font. Somebody dropped the ball there with the fonts. All right, and then we're going to click done. Oh, is that right? We're going to click done. Yeah, click done. Yeah, because that done is just for the taxable stuff. And then we're going to hit save and close. Okay. And let me go back to the exercise, hit save and close. Okay, the new service item, driveway installation, is now on the product and services list and available for use on sales forms. Okay, so here it is, the new thing that I just created, driveway installation. So now if I were to create an invoice, I could pull up driveway installation, and all the information that I just created in the products and services list is right there. Okay, so that is the exercise of the week. Do I want to leave without saving? Yes. All right. Before we leave the products and services list, well, I can't remember what the exercise. I can't remember now what exercise I picked for. We're gonna do this one last, and then I think we're doing so this exercise right here, add a, oh no, that's the one. This is the one we're doing right now. This one right here, 1.7a, this is one of the free exercises, and it's very similar to the Pro Advisor exercise that we just did. But I think Joel put exercise number 2 in the chat. I'm pretty sure this is the one I decided I was going to do. Yes, add a non-inventory product. Okay, so that's the one we're doing. That's what I thought. Okay, so here is the non-invent or the next one that we're going to do. And I actually have not. This is the first time I've clicked this new one. I didn't know that it would put it right inside the window. That's kind of interesting. Huh. So you can just go through the exercise and then close it and go to the next one. That's way cool. I didn't know that it worked that way. I thought when you clicked it, it would just open up in a new tab. Oh, I like it. I like it. Except it's kind of small for you to see. So I'm going to click maximize, and that's what's going to open up in a new tab. So interesting. Okay. All my new toys. Okay. So what we've just done is let me go back to, here we go. So here we are in the products and services list. We have created a product that we sell to other people. Now we can also set up products that we buy from people, okay? You don't always necessarily want to do this, and you actually only have this available in QBO Plus and advanced versions. So so most of the time when you're buying something, you are just buying a category of thing, okay? You're buying office supplies, okay? So you're buying office supplies, or you're spending money on advertising, or, and it's just a category of things. Sometimes you want to track specific things that you buy. I'm going to get myself off of because I'm talking to the camera now. Okay. So typically, most of the time, you're using categories to identify what you've bought. Okay. You just bought office supplies. You just bought, you just spent money on advertising. You just, what's another thing? You had a contractor, right? So it's just like a category of thing. Sometimes you want to track, if you have a customer that has inventory and they want to track the specific number of items of things that they have bought, okay? So in the case of Craig has these rock fountains. He buys these rock fountains for one price, and then he sells them for another price, and he needs to keep track of how many he has on hand at any given time. Now, if he has QBO Plus and Advanced, then he has perpetual inventory, which means that QBO will track all of those things for him. It will track how many he has on hand at a given time, as long as when he purchases it, he indicates, I'm buying this thing. And when he sells it, when you sell it, you always say, I'm buying this thing, right? But when you buy something, you have a choice. You can say, I'm just buying this category of thing, or I'm buying this individual thing. So those are inventory products. But there are some times when you want to track how much of a thing you've bought, but you don't necessarily need to know how many of the thing you have at any given time. So let's say, for example, you buy glue for, you make birdhouses and you buy glue, okay? And you want to keep track of how much glue you actually go through. Okay, so you want to keep track of how much glue you go through, how often do you buy that thing, and how much, In that case, you would want to set up a non-inventory product. So you're not setting up the glue to always know, I have, 10 bottles of glue on my shelf at any given time. But I want to be able to say, you know what, over the years, I've had to buy 100 bottles of glue. And, maybe there's better ways to go, to approach that. Maybe I'm buying 100 bottles of glue. Maybe I should buy bigger bottles of glue. Maybe there's like I can get a discount because I buy so much glue. Like that kind of thing. If you want to run a report on it, you want to keep track of how much. That's when you're going to use a non-inventory product, okay? And that is what our exercise is today, is setting up a non-inventory product. If it's an inventory product, that's like a whole thing. Like that's a whole thing. We have a whole issue of the gym that is dedicated to inventory. And if you're studying for the advanced certification, then you really have to know like the details and the math of how inventory works. Don't worry, it's all in our courses. But so way more than just doing this exercise right now. Okay, but this is let's talk about how we are going to set up this product that we buy. Okay, so it's a non-inventory product. And so, okay. And also you can sell it too. Obviously you sell non-inventory products too. That's another reason to have a non-inventory product. I don't want to just focus on the buying part, because you are also selling, like, you sell services, which is like, I'm a tailor and I'm going to hem your pants. And you also sell products, which is, maybe I sell, t-shirts. That's me selling a product. Okay. So anyway, so got to keep that straight. Inventory products, non-inventory products, what you buy, what you sell. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our exercise. This is the exercise we just finished. So I'm going to close it. By the way, exercise of the week. For those of you who are in the gym and need the books match credit, you have to do the exercise inside the gym. Okay. Doing it outside the gym, like just with the link that Joel put in the, in the chat, that doesn't give you the credit. You have to do it inside the gym. Okay. But it's the same exercise. Okay. So now here we have add a non-inventory product to buy. And since I did this with the invoice, let me just do this with an expense. Okay. So an expense is what you use to keep track of what you've bought. And so it looks very similar to the invoice here up at the top, but it has two different sections. And one section is for categories. One section is for items. Categories, when you use the category, you're just saying, I bought this category of thing. These come from the chart of accounts. Okay, so it comes from the chart of accounts. This is the bucket that I'm tracking that I spent this money on. Okay, that's the category details. The item details comes from the products and services list. This is where you specify this particular thing, this particular bottle of glue is what I bought. Not just office supplies in general, but specifically, this is what I bought. And these, so let me go back and show you. If I go to category details, when I'm pulling this up, I'm pulling up the accounts from the chart of accounts. Whereas if I go to the products and services, I'm pulling up the products and services. Actually, it's only products. You can only buy products when it's an expense. But this is from the products and services list. Okay, so that's what we're doing, is we're adding something that you can buy specifically. Okay, so I'm going to close that, close without saving. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing that we did, which is, okay, so our scenario is Craig uses fertilizer in his business, but he does not resell it to customers. Add it to his products and services list so he can keep track of how much he purchases. Okay, so again, we're going to start in the sample company. Okay, this one doesn't have, I need to add headers. I thought I see. I remember what happened. Okay, so we're going to start in the sample company. We're already in there. Okay, And then we're going to go to the products and services list. If you've been following along, we're already there. Okay. And we're going to create a new product. We just did that with the other one. But this time we're going to select non-inventory. So let's go back here. I'm going to select a new product and service. And this one time I'm going to select non-inventory. Okay. And, okay. So now we're going to complete the form as follows. We're going to call it fertilizer. Name is fertilizer. Okay. And in this particular exercise, we are not selling it to the customer. So this is going to be just part of the service that we offer. We're not charging the customer specifically for fertilizer. We're just buying it and using it on the job. So we're going to uncheck this box. I sell this product and service to my customers. Now in QuickBooks, you have to have QuickBooks Plus or Advanced in order to be able to have, this is called a double-sided entry, or a double-sided product, I think. So not all of your customers, not all of your clients will have this, okay? But you have to have that level, and then you also have to turn it on in products and you have to turn it on in account and settings. But it's already on in the sample company. Okay, so now we have, so we're not selling it, but we are buying it. Okay, I purchased this. Okay, so we're going to say that we're purchasing fertilizer. Okay, purchasing information. So that's basically the same as the description. And we're going to say how much it cost us. No, we're just going to leave that blank. Okay. But we're going to say the expense account. Now, in the same way that we have the income account, okay, in the same way when I did that other one and I had the income, what did I want? I wanted to flow through to the, profit and loss, right? This product is going to flow through to an income account. In the same way, this is going to flow through to an expense account. So now this is the bucket. When I buy this thing, this money is going to be tracked in what account? So again, this is what comes from the chart of accounts right here, the purchases. Okay. So let's see, what did we say? We're going to actually select job materials. Okay. So this is actually going to be, and you can scroll through or you can type, but we're just going to say job materials. Okay. All right. We do have this option to select a preferred vendor. And that used to be on the test where you had to know how to use this preferred vendor. But honestly, I have never gotten it to work. And I don't know where it shows up. And they took it off the test. So now we don't worry about it. So it's just going to hit save and close. And now we have this new product. I don't think we put it in a category. So it's just right here under fertilizer and it's non-inventory. And did I put in a cost? I guess I didn't put in a cost. Okay. So that means that because the cost is not pre-programmed in, where'd it go here? Because the cost is not pre-programmed in, that means that when I create the expense, I have to put in the cost, okay? Now, before we leave this and go on to our next exercise, let me just show you a couple of things. On this list, you have this little filter here, okay? So Craig, our fictitious business owner in the sample company, does not have very many products and services. This is a relatively small list, okay? So for us, finding it in the, finding a particular product or service is not that hard. But you could have a client who has, hundreds in this list. And so you might want to know that there is this filter. Okay, so you can filter the list that you're looking at and, for example, only see the inventory ones. So that you could take a quick glance at those. You could only look at one particular category, okay, or subcategory. Let's say design, but not just fountains. And so you could see the ones that are just under that particular category, okay? So don't forget that this filter is here. It's kind of hard to miss. I mean, it's easy to miss. That's what I meant to say. It's easy to miss. So don't forget that it's there and it can be useful to you, okay? Another thing I wanted to point out is this little more button up here is that you can manage categories. So you can create new categories, you can edit your categories, and if let's see, I can't remember if I can, no, I can't assign categories. I thought that there was a way I could bulk assign a category, but I can't think of it right now. So anyway, that's where you can manage your categories, and you can also run some reports that are specific to products and services, okay? And then the last thing that I wanted to show you here, well, all right, second to last is you can download this, you can print this, you can download it as an Excel spreadsheet, whatever. But then right here, this little, they call it the trainers at Intuit call it the baby gear, because this is your main gear icon. This is the baby gear. And this controls what you see on this list, okay? So if I wanted to display the income account, okay, I could, and I can always drag this and make it smaller so I could see. And this is a good tip if I'd mentioned cleanup, if you're doing a cleanup and you want to be able to see what are the different products mapped to and make sure that they're correct. For example, he's got some crazy things here. Is this how you really want to map them? Are they really set up? Sales of product income, this is services, but this is design income. Like, I don't know. I would take a look at this. So you can control what actually you see there, and then you can see it at a glance without having to look up every single one. Okay, so and I said that was the last thing, but actually I thought of one more I wanted to show you, and that is this little drop down. So here you can make it inactive, and don't make it, if it's an inventory product and it has inventory, don't make it inactive while it has inventory. There's other things you have to do first. So you can run a report on, and you can actually duplicate it if it's similar and you just wanted to do it. But there's one more. I thought that if I checked a couple, here, let's see. No. I guess I was dreaming a feature that's not actually there. Oh, wait, there it was. Oh, okay. So if when I check them, a new thing pops up. So I have some batch actions, so I can make them all inactive at once. I guess if they were all inventory products, I could adjust the quantity. This does an inventory quantity adjustment, way advanced, so don't freak out about that. You could change the type right here, and these are grayed out because I have a mix of types here, but anyway, and then I could also assign a category to all of the ones that I checked. I knew I wasn't dreaming that. Okay. But you have to check those. If those are not checked, then that mystery thing doesn't show up. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes left. I wanted to do one other exercise related to the products and services, and we'll see if it works, because I've gotten some reports from some students that perhaps this is broken in the sample company, but I wanted to mention that in addition to adding the products and services like we just did, you can also import products and services. Now, if you are taking the basic level course, okay, the basic level certification course, if you're taking that and, for some reason the importing comes before the exercise that we just did, why is that? It seems to me like it would be logical for you to learn about product and services first and then go, oh, by the way, you can also import them. All right, but I don't work for Intuit. I'm not in charge. So anyway, so let's take a look at the last exercise that we're going to do today. We'll see if it works. And we're going to go back to, so we're going to go up. It's earlier. It is this exercise right here, importing products and services. Oh, I love this new interface, guys. Oh my gosh, how much easier is that than the spreadsheet we were using before? Oh man, I love it. Okay, so Craig has a spreadsheet of some products and services he was tracking before he got started with QBO. How can you import these for him? Okay, so again, we're starting in the sample company. Okay, now there's a couple places to import them, and the exercise teaches you to go to the gear icon and then click import data. Okay, let me go back to the exercise, not that. Okay, here. Okay, gear icon and then select import data and click products and services. But we right now are already on the products and services list, so we can just click import right here. Okay, so either way to do it. Okay, either way, it's going to take you to this. Now, whenever you are importing, almost all of the things, not 100%, but almost all of the things that you're importing, you're going to have a sample file that you can download. And for our exercises, we're just going to pretend that the sample file itself is the file from Craig. Okay, so we're going to go here. For the purposes of this exercise, you will use the sample file to replicate Craig's spreadsheet. Okay, so you're going to click download the sample file. Once the file has been downloaded, you'll need to locate it on your computer. Okay, with the browse button. Okay, then you're going to select it and click next. So let's see. I don't know how much of that you will be able to see on the screen share, but we'll see. I'm going to click download the sample file. Okay, now I'm going to click browse. Where did it go? Downloads. Here it is. Can you see all that? Oh yeah, you can. Oh, you can see all my files. Oh, I feel so naked. Okay. All right. So so here is the file that we just browsed. So now we're going to click next. Okay. Let's go back to the exercise because I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay. So the next step is to match the fields, that's the column headings of the spreadsheet, to the fields in QuickBooks Online. If this were a real life scenario, you might have to make adjustments. For the purposes of this exercise, leave everything as is, okay? So you have a QuickBooks Online field and you have a header field. So this is the header field in the spreadsheet, okay? So we're not matching the data, we're just matching the container, okay? So it's going from container to container, okay? So going back to, oh, it's 11:59. Yeah. Okay, so now these are all fine. It tells you, see, these are the ones from the spreadsheet. These are the ones in QuickBooks. So now we're going to click next. Okay. All right, next. We clicked next. Okay. Now that you have confirmed the fields that you are importing and matched them to QBO, the next step is to confirm the data in those fields. One of the records is for a non-inventory product. For some reason, the sample file does not match the correct format for the type. You can tell this because it's highlighted in red. So let's see. Sample compass is always changing. This one right here, okay? For some reason, it has to do with like the dash. Sometimes QBO wants the dash in between non-inventory, sometimes it doesn't. And it's kind of frustrating, okay? So use the drop down to select non-inventory. Okay, so right here we're going to use the drop down. Whoop. We're going to select non-inventory. Okay, it's not red anymore. All right, now, okay, see this is outlined in red, but it's okay because we are importing it, okay? Because we are not importing it, okay? So let's look at that, okay? So this one right here is also in red, okay? So this is a field that's coming from the spreadsheet. It's a sample spreadsheet. So if you looked at the raw spreadsheet, it would say, don't use this. And that's what this do not import, whatever. But you'll notice this is not checked, okay? These are all checked. These are the ones we're importing. This one's not checked, so we're not importing that row. We don't have to worry about it, okay? We're going to click import. We're not going to worry about the ones that are 0. So these are all in red too, saying, hey, are you sure? Okay, so these are inventory products, by the way, these ones right here. So the quantity is important. Okay, so now we're going to click import. Okay, and interesting, look at that. Okay, note that cell, oops, let's see what else. Note that cell indicates that this is a product you sell. Buy indicates a product you buy. Track indicates an inventory product. Okay, so right here, these columns, sell is a product you sell. Buy is a product you buy. Track is an inventory product. Okay, that is all covered in the advanced course. So don't freak out if you don't know it. Okay, so now we've imported and now we have this error message. Notice that you have an error message because the product design already exists in Craig's QBO. If you wanted to overwrite the product name that is currently in QBO with the information that is being imported, you could check the overwrite box. Let's see that, okay? So here's our error message. Whoop, we can't import it because the imported file has a product named design, and there is already a product named design in the products and services list. Okay, so we have two choices. We can either check this box to say overwrite, okay, it has an identical name, so we're going to overwrite this information with what's currently in QBO. That's one choice. Or the other choice is to just rename this to something else, okay, and that's the one we're going to do, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the product name to custom design. Design, custom design, okay, and now we're going to click import. And ta-da! All of our products are now in the products and services list. So now we have custom design. We have some other things that we didn't have before, which are where? I guess I should have looked at the list to see which ones were new. I thought that I knew off the top of my head which ones were new, but I am not seeing them. Fertilizer. I guess fertilizer came from the list. We didn't add that, did we? I don't think we did. Okay. Oh, rocks. I think rocks is new. All right. Anyway, so there's 6 of them that are new. And we finished, and ta-da! Woohoo! All right, we did it. We made it through all 3, and it's only 4 minutes after the hour. So thanks for sticking with me. All right, so let me go through the chat. I appreciate those of you who know the answer to a question and are answering for other people. So Iris said she has a meeting. Levon says, I'm going to put this one up. Levon says, I just have to say your explanations and details are so good. Aw, thanks, Levon. Give me the warm fuzzies. Let's see. Looks like Crystal answered a question. Iris says, I'm going backwards, so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I get them all. Iris says, I asked about LinkedIn posts, and I noticed that QBO Gym offers a sample LinkedIn post that can be used. That's a great idea, too. Oh, yes, those are marketing prompts. Oh, I already closed the gym. Oh, no, I didn't. Here we go. Yeah, so this is the exercise of the week. We don't have a marketing prompt. Should I have a marketing prompt for the exercise of the week? I didn't even think about that. But let me go back to all workouts. And when you do all of the exercises, then you have this click here for some sample posts. So this is just part of the gym. Everybody who's in the gym gets this, is that you click on sample posts. And for me, this is my test. Oh, you're not even seeing it, guys. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let me go back. So I'm going to close this. Okay, so here I was. I'm in the gym. And so after you've done the exercises, you only see them. This is like, I'm the admin, so I can see them even though it's not checked. But for you guys, you have to check all of these, like that you've done them. And then you click here for some sample posts. And here is after you've learned a task, and now we give you sample posts that you can go in and teach other, or like raise your hand and say, hey. Basically what you're doing is you're demonstrating your expertise and say, hey, so you just learned about a thing. How do you talk about it now on LinkedIn? That's what this is. And you can use them as is. Some people put them in images, which I think is really good. We have one student who actually uses them and puts them in ChatGPT and then like puts in a whole article on LinkedIn, which yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it comes with the gym. Okay. Let's see, what other questions? How do I get access to the free hands-on exercise? Okay, if you are in the gym, then it's already in your question of the week. If you are not in the gym, Joel posted it in the chat, and you can post it again, Joel, exercise number 1. So this Facebook user who didn't give ECAM permission can access it, but it was the first exercise we did today. Okay. Let's see what else. Looks like we've got some kind of a typo. Okay, looks like there's some kind of a typo. All right, Crystal, I guess will tell me what that is, and then I can fix it. All right, thank you, Crystal, for answering all these questions. Is that the Booksmatch dashboard? I'm not sure what you're asking about. Okay, let's see. Where to find the exercise of the week as a member of the gym. Let me just show you again. So if you go to, if you have completed all of the exercises in the gym, then it will show up as your next, like when you log into the gym, it'll show up as your next lesson. But if you want to go back and find it, then you just go to all workouts, and then here is the exercise of the week right here. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, the payroll. Yeah, you guys talking about the payroll. Update on the payroll course. Yes. Michelle, I did send an email to everybody who is waiting on, if you have purchased the payroll course and have not gotten certified yet, I sent an email to everybody with the status. If you're in that category and you did not get the email, then that means, like, in the newsletter today, I talked about all the issues. Here, let me take this off. In the newsletter that came out this morning, I talked about all of the issues that we're having with people with multiple email addresses, people that have opted out, people that are bouncing, so that kind of thing. So Michelle, if you're in that category and you did not get the email I sent, reach out to support@fascinatingtheqbo.com so we can look in your account and see why you're not getting our emails. I know we send a lot of emails, but we send them because it's important. Like, it's not, it's important stuff. So make sure that you are like opted out of the right thing, or that you're not bouncing or whatever. The other thing about the bouncing is the system. I don't know how much it tries, but even if you like fix it, it stops. Like it just marks you as having a hard bounce. And then anyway. Okay, somebody asked if there's going to be a replay of this. Yes, so as soon as we're finished here, as soon as I click end, it will be available in the Facebook group. And then it will be on YouTube. The replay will be on YouTube sometime later. So yes, so you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you can find it in the group. Okay, let's see what else. How do potential clients find BooksMatch to be able to look for a bookkeeper? Is there marketing for this platform to drive possible clients to search? Yes, there is. That's what we are doing at corporate headquarters. BooksMatch is new, and so we are just ramping up the that side of it, and we're going to send paid ads. We're going to start sending people to, because we want people to find you. We want to show you guys off. And so, so we are working on that right now. Like we're working on that right now. One of the things that's kind of holding us back a little bit is I'm not totally convinced on the calculations that you see. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. We did a live stream that was fully dedicated to BooksMatch, and some of the calculations, the percentiles, those are all working correctly. The speed or the activity, that works correctly, and it's the reason why we have the exercise of the week, so you can keep up your activity. But the speed is, I don't like the calculation that it's using right now. The purpose of the speed, I'll just back up a little bit, and thank you. It's almost 12:15, so those of you who are sticking with me, thank you. But the purpose of the speed calculation is we want to make sure that it is as even and fair as possible. So if we have a person, and we have some students who have been in here, been with us since the beginning. So they've had a lot of time. They were here since February of last year. They've had a lot of time to do all of these exercises, okay? Well, we don't want a brand new person coming in to be penalized just because they're new, right? Just because you haven't been around long enough to do all of the exercises, we don't want you to be pushed to the bottom of the pack. So we want to have this balancing, so we're creating this balancing measurement that distinguishes the people who are new, but working quickly to get up to speed, versus the people who have been around a while and are just sitting around on their haunches. Okay, so we're trying, so that third measurement, we're still coming up with the right calculation. And then once that right calculation is there and we're really solid about it, then we are doing demos right now with recruiters, but we'll really push it once I'm really more confident with that. So that's coming. Okay, let's see what else. Let's see, access to the free exercises. Thank you, Crystal, for answering that. It is in the featured section of the Facebook group. And all right, I think I am back to the beginning. Okay, now let me see while I was talking if anyone else. In regards to BooksMatch question, you rock. Thank you all for your assistance in growing our businesses. You're welcome, Jennifer. Okay, are there exercises on onboarding? No and yes. Okay, so the reason I say no is because in some sense, onboarding is that's a thing you do outside. Our exercise is all for hands-on in QuickBooks Online. So exercises that you can do in QuickBooks Online, that's what you're going to find. That's what you're going to find there. But there is an exercise. Let me see if I can find it. There is an exercise on, I think that it is section 5. No, where is it? It's the section on managing your work. I thought that it was in the basic course. Is it in the advanced course? There is a section, let me just work. Creating a work project. This is it, I think. Yep. Okay. All right, so this is, let me share my screen. Okay. No. Why isn't it clicking? Okay, there we go. All right, so this exercise, 5.7, creating a work project, is teaching you how to use, I feel like there's another one. I feel like there's another one too, okay? So this exercise teaches you how to use the tool inside QuickBooks that helps you keep track of deadlines and create and have like a checklist of things that you need to do either for your own firm, which is what this exercise is for, or for clients. And so there is an onboarding template inside. There's an onboarding template inside of QuickBooks Online to help guide you collecting the things that you need to do. And I thought that I had an exercise, maybe it's earlier, before the one in section 5 here, creating a work project. This is for you to create a project in there for your own firm. But let me just see real quick. Chart of accounts. You know what? You might find it in at the very bottom of the list is oh shoot, in here I have to scroll. The retired. Here it is. It's one of the retired exercises. There you go. That's exactly what you're looking for. This is a retired exercise, creating a new onboarding task list. This is, it's no longer on the test, which is why we haven't put it in the new format. This is the old format, but it shows you how to use this tool inside of QuickBooks Online to create, you're creating a project for yourself. And you have to do it, this is not in the sample company, this is one you do in your own QBOA account. Okay. So yeah, so those two, this is onboarding list. The other one is similar. It uses the same tool. It's just creating a list for your firm instead of for clients. Okay, so Ilma, that answered your question. Let's see. Erica says, thank you. You're welcome. It shows finished on all the exercises and I have not taken them. Oh, okay. So let me put this. So somebody who did not give eCam permission says, it shows finished on all the exercises and I have not taken them. You're looking at last year's spreadsheet. So I'm not sure how you still have that. You must have it bookmarked or in your history or something. But this is fiscal year 23, which is last year, and finished is our own internal note that says it's finished. It doesn't have anything to do with you. So you do not want to be using this spreadsheet. That is last year's spreadsheet. You want to be using the new spreadsheet. Okay, that looks like, or it's not even a spreadsheet anymore. It's a page. Okay, so it looks like this. My finger's getting tired of. Oh, you're not even sharing the screen with me anymore. Okay, I keep forgetting. So right here, okay, so it looks like this, and you get to it from the featured post in the group. Okay, community home. Okay, so this right here, this featured post, that's where you have access to the link. Okay, let's see. So whoever that was. Okay, Erica, this is my first time joining the gym live. I appreciate the detailed steps. Yay, you're welcome. Exercise on onboarding. Let's see. Will you do exercises on transferring clients from desktop to QBO? Probably not. Probably not. The challenge there is the sample company. Because the sample company, sorry, I forgot to take this guy off. The sample company has limited importing features. So I was able to import products and services just now, and I just noticed it was behaving well for me. I had a couple students who had issues with it, but you can't import everything, and because you can't import, it makes the conversion difficult. So it's not likely that I will have exercises to do that. So I don't know. Who knows if I figure out technology? Who knows? All right. I think I have come to the end of the list. So thank you guys for hanging out with me for an extra 22 minutes. I appreciate those of you guys who stuck with me. And you guys have a fabulous weekend. And I will see you on Monday for Mindset Monday, or Monday Mindset. I never remember. For those of you who are new, we do that. I do that inside the locker room. It's a live like this where I hop on, and I like to just kind of set the Monday off with some thoughts on mindset, but I don't have a scheduled time for it because Mondays are always crazy, and so I hop on as soon as I can hop on. Sometimes it's not until late at night. So much for kicking off your Monday. But I hop on and just kind of give some words of wisdom and some encouragement and guidance. At some point on Monday, I will do that. And you can always see the past ones in events. So if you go to the here are past events, you can always see, hey, where's my Monday mindset? Don't the Monday mindsets show up? What? Guys? Oh my gosh. I thought the Monday mindsets were here. Shoot. Well, never mind. I will have to figure out how to make them. Maybe it's because I don't schedule them in advance and I just hop on. Maybe I will have to schedule it and then hop on like at that same moment. I'll have to figure that out. Because yeah, you should be able to see them. Anyway, all right, that's it. I will have a fabulous weekend. I will see you on Monday, and I can't wait to hear your success story.